Hello, hello, hello. How are you tonight? Or how are you today, depending on where you are hearing me from? Yes, we have a lot to do today, and we are going to be doing what I call arbitrage signal simulations. Yes. Now, I'm going to be giving you signals from our Wonder tool. Yes, I'm feeling generous today. So just listen very carefully and watch how to ensure that you evaluate each signal that you get. Now, when you come in, just say hello in the comments. Yes, let's know your name. Let's know where you are watching from. And if you are joining the replay, thank you so much. God bless you. So, this is Income Strategies, and we will start. We will go full blast. We're going to be looking at some inter-exchange arbitrage options here, signals. And on my Wonder tool, the very first one that we are going to be evaluating is 10 USDT. And we're being told that we can actually buy it on KuCoin and sell on Mexi. And the amount of profit we are being told it is 6%. Let's hope that this really works. So just follow me step by step to evaluate to see whether this particular pair is profitable, whether we can get to buy it on KuCoin and sell it on Mexi. So don't forget, these are simulations, and I want you to understand, the way I evaluate, the way I, simplify and simulate, these particular pairs. Let's see if there's anybody here. Hi. You have to quickly check for that. It's TEN. Yes, USDT. Now, let's see whether the price is the same, because the price is important, right? I want to be sure the price is right. Now, don't forget that these, signals can quickly be changed and reduced within a few seconds, a few minutes. So we are racing with time. So we're told it's one, okay? O is now 011. Let's see the amount it is 0.11. Okay, that's like 1 cent plus extra. It's good. We need to check, right? We need to see whether we can withdraw it. We need to see what the price of the transfer fee is. And we also need to know whether there's enough to buy. So I always like to use $100, right, as what I call the sample space, right? The sample space to be able to decide whether we are doing this or not, right? To be able to check on the profitability much. So let's quickly rush to see whether we can actually withdraw it. So you go to funding, you go to withdraw. When you click on withdraw, then of course, well, you just skip this because it's always wanting us to do all of that. So we're going to just check it out and see whether we can withdraw it 10. And I'm just going to see whether we can withdraw it and what the network is, because it's important to know the network, right? So let's click on network. Okay, it's the ERC20 network, as you can see here. Let's check how much it is. It's like about 59.12510, but that's like about 65 cents, okay? 65 cents. So put that in your mind, that the withdrawal fee is 65 cents. And the beautiful thing about doing, an inter-exchange arbitrage is that it's just one fee. Just one fee, guys. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, and if you're feeling generous, you can click on the thanks and give us a super thanks and say thank you, because I'm giving you free signals, right? And I'm helping you to evaluate it to see whether you can take it, okay? So we can see that it's ERC20. We can see that, it's 65 cents. Then the other thing we need to be sure, of course, if it's not withdrawable, it will tell us it's suspended. So this is good. Now we need to go back and see for $100. Let's put $100 here and see whether it's even profitable, right? Let me see. Let me just okay, I'm just going to quickly reload that and put that exact price there, and quickly put in $100. Now, of course, you must always tap it to be sure that you are right, $100. So once you put that there, we copy what we have here. As you can see here, we have 9478 pieces, copies. So for $100 worth, you must also be sure about the volume. Now, let's quickly see whether we can even buy it, right? Because this is important. So look at it. Can you see we're buying 9,478 pieces on KuCoin. Now, it's not that we can't buy it, but can you see that the price where it's listed, you can look at it, the very first one has only 100. Now, I always tell you people, when you're trying to simulate, you must always use the order book. Order book is very key. Now you can see that, oh yeah, it looks like it's very going to be profitable. It looks like it's a good one. It's even 6% profit. But you see, you have to check whether we can even buy it. We can see that the first line, which is the first red, it's 0106 is even more expensive than this amount. Can you see that? Now look at the first line, second line, third. I'm talking about the red, the sell limit orders. You can see that it's only in the fourth and leg that we can even see anything close to the number we want to buy. In the third leg now, it's saying 8.1. Not even enough up to 9,000. Of course, I can decide, okay, let's just do $50. Then it will be okay. Right? So you must be sure that the amount of pieces you want to buy is available for you to buy. So, but now that we can see that we may have to buy it more expensive, you should know that your profit is going to reduce. So when we do the simulation, we'll definitely be back to see that. So let's quickly rush over, right, to MEXC. Don't forget, you're going to buy this from KuCoin and then go sell it over at MEXC. All right. And it's still, let me check to see whether this is still here. Let's quickly rush down. But don't forget that when we now want to do the proper simulation, we just want to even check whether there's any basic, profit. So let's quickly go over to MEXC, right? Don't forget I've copied that amount, right? So I'm going over to MEXC right now, and then I'm going to search for 10, okay? So this is what you have to do. We have to do what we call the basic. So you see, within a few minutes, it can start going down, okay? So very quickly, you can see that, wow, doesn't have any profit anymore. Now, another thing about signals is that it either goes up, goes down, or totally disappears. So if it goes up, it can actually interchange. That means that if the price is higher on one side, we can switch to the other, buying it from, MEXC. And 0, buy some 10, let me put in sell. And then I put in the 10 here. As you can see that it's going to be an absolute loss. But this is a good opportunity because I'm now going to swing here. Let me quickly check in KuCoin how much it is right now. Okay, it's still at 0. Can you see? It's still here at 0.01. It's still higher, right? So let's quickly rush down back. I'm just showing you the process of doing the simulations, okay, before you make a decision to buy. And this is very important so that you don't make a mistake, okay? So quickly, we will try to reload this. You can see it's really actually going down. It's going down. So let's quickly check whether it will be profitable from this side, right? Let's go, whether it's right. It's very important, and what the withdrawal network is, because you don't want to make a mistake, right? So it's trying to load right now, and we're trying to see whether we can. So let's see as it give us, okay? Because you need to know the withdrawal amount. You need to know how much it costs for it. Okay, yeah, let's see. Okay, the fee is 40.10. Now obviously that is lower, but 40.10 should be less than 65 cents. So if I go to 40, so we can withdraw it. Actually, you can see that we can withdraw it, but about 38 cents. Not bad. Let's just say 40 cents. Okay, so we can withdraw it. So I'm going to just reload it again. Now that I can see that took about 40 cents to withdraw. Let me see if I quickly put in $100. Now you have to check the order book, right? So we need to get 10,371. Let me copy. Now, can I actually buy this? Look at it. When you're buying from the people that are putting their the sell limit orders. Can you see that we cannot buy from this first set? You can see that we're going to have to buy coin. Okay, see the price. You can see the price is still there. It has switched, as you can see. Let's place this in here and see whether we will make some money. Yes, can you see that we have made $9? Can you see that? That's it. But now, don't forget that even though we did the basic simulation, we need to go back and see whether this is truly profitable. Now, on face value, you can see that we have $9 here. That means if we bought the 10 USDT from Mexi and sold over here, it should be profitable. But that's not all. Let's get back into, Mexi and see what I'm going to do now. The first thing is that I want to be sure that I can buy this thing. And that's why you must never be in a hurry when you're trying to do, a simulation. First thing is, how can I get to buy it? How can I get to buy it? You can see everything here, none of them are up to 10. If I try to buy it, I'm going to be put in the queue. So the best thing I want to do, just to check the profitability, is that I'm going to try to buy $50 worth. Now I can see that there's a 9,000 somewhere moving up and down. So if I am able, let's just do $50. Let's do $100. Obviously, you can see that even the volume is not there. The volume is not there. But remember, this is an Ethereum-based coin, so it's still better than some other coins that may not have some stability. So let's try doing $50. Let's just try doing $50, okay? So if I put in $50, let's see, it will give me lower. It will give me like 5,000 pieces. So we just want to see how profitable this is. We're doing $50. We copy that. And you can see we're looking for something that can take, okay, can you see 9,000 there? So I'm going to click on, I want to buy now, right? So I'm going to click on that one that says 9,000 because that's the price we're going to get it for. Can I still try to get this 9,000 pieces? Oh my God, everything. Oh yeah, I've seen the 9,000. Where is it? And it's so fast. Yes, I've seen the 9,000. I think I've seen the 9,000. No, that's the 1,000. The 9,000, where is it? Okay, yes, I just clicked on it. Now the price is more expensive, but we are going to have to do that, right? $50 worth is 5,000 pieces. But you see, can you see what is going on here? The $50 can only buy 4,670 at that price so that it can easily be bought immediately. So no problem. We are going to just copy that. When you copy that, then we quickly run over. Remember, it's 40 cents to transfer this, okay? So we quickly run over to KuCoin. Can we still make profit? And see. Let's try and see. I'm just going to check to see whether it's still profitable. Don't forget, it has switched, it has changed. So I'm going to check that and let me just try to sell this 10. Oh, no way, it's not profitable. Why? Because we had to buy about 4,000 pieces at a very expensive price. Can you see what we just did here? What we tried to do was to use the order book. Now, this is very key, very, very important that you use the order book anytime you want to do, a simulation. Can you just see that we just simulated the 10 USDT? It promised us 6%, yeah, which is true. If, for instance, we bought just 100 pieces or we bought just 200 pieces, we will still have made that 6%. But the major issue was the volume. So in any trade you want to do, now it doesn't mean that this is not true. It's true. I mean, you can see it is profitable. The only problem was that we had to buy this on Mexi at a very expensive price. If we wanted it, look, let me tell you something. If I didn't want to buy it immediately, I'm still going to make that profit, and I'm going to prove that to you. Let's get back into Mexi, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I had to choose a very expensive price. Okay, so now let me get back into showing you this. Okay, so I'm going to buy this $50. In fact, I'm just going to do $100 so you can see the profit percentage. So I'm not going to use the order book. I'm just going to do it like simplistically, right? And I am just going to put in $100 here and do it basically without even trying to check the order book, right? So let me just copy that. And you will see that it's going to be profitable. You will see it's going to be profitable. So we go back to KuCoin. And this time around, let's just, we just want to try and reload to make sure that the price is the same. So if I accept, maybe something else has happened. So let's see whether it's still profitable. Can you see it's still profitable? Can you see that we, okay, although it was $9, now it has gone down to, it's still profitable. The only problem is that the volume is not enough. That's just the problem. Okay. So you can see the way I evaluated that for you guys. Now, if this makes sense, guys, go ahead and give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be part of our training program, you can just click on the link in the description. You can send us a DM. You can send us a message. When you click on the link in the description, you'll be chatting with me. Okay. And then we are going to give you access. By the grace of God, we're going to give you access. If you want to be part of this revolution, we're going to give you some form of access to this particular, signal, get more and more of it. Okay. So let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Okay. Now, we just did 10 USDT. So I'm going to go back to my Wonder tool. This time around, I want to see if I can do a triangular arbitrage. Okay. I'm sure a lot of you want to, try triangular arbitrage. So let's go see if we can get some good stuff. We can get some, what I call some good signals for triangular arbitrage. I'm going to check that out right now. So let's get back to our, yes, I'm going to our intra. And the beautiful thing about this Wonder tool that we use is that you can actually do triangular arbitrage for both and Bybit. Okay, so I'm going to be fluctuating, or what I know, flipping, that's the word, flipping between Bybit and Binance. Just a moment, let me see what you people are saying so that I can be sure. Let me go and see what's happening. Okay, so if you guys have a question, if you have a question or anything, let me know. Let me know what you're saying in the comments. I'll check it out and then I'll answer you also. Good. So just give me a moment. We're switching over to triangular arbitrage now. That is what we are doing in our bits. So I just want to check the comments to see what you guys are asking about, or maybe you guys are talking about. And I'm going to also drop the link. Yes, guys, thanks so much for being part of us. Okay. So let me make sure that's okay, because my voice might not be might not be sounding okay. Let me see. Sure. I said it. Yeah. Go ahead and let me know in here so that I said it. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. All right. So we're going over into doing triangular arbitrage now, right? How many of us want to know about how to use signals for triangular arbitrage? How many of us would love to do that? If you want us to go ahead and do triangular arbitrage signals, turn off. I just won't sound. Okay, so hi, I can see hi in the comments. So let me just you people. Yes, so I will just put that in here. So if you guys want to be part of our training program, just always chat it with us. We would also look at how you can get access. Wow, the quality. Look, if you want to try and make the quality better, you can just go over and choose a higher quality, because that's what I'm also looking at right now. Okay, the quality is looking old. Let me just focus on Binance for a bit. Then we can now go to Bybit also. So let's see what we have here. So for Binance, start with pairs that start with USDT, right? So we have beautiful thing about checking signals. First and foremost, okay, whatever signal you get, it could still be the same. It could have switched or reversed, okay? And then you can now do it from behind. You can actually start from the front, go to the behind, or start from the back all the way. So if we're doing USDT rows, and then afterwards rows BTC and BTC USDT, let's see whether we can get it started from row USDT rows, okay? And then we have other ones here. We have USDT TRY, but I don't like using fiat. So let's go over to Binance and look for USDT rows, okay? So that is one of the signals we just got from our Wonder tool, one of the signals that just came in from our Wonder tool, okay? So we're gonna be looking out for rows. Let's go and check for rows. So we're going to have to buy Rose with US. So, but don't forget that this is Binance. So that means that we can actually check the compare markets. Now, on Bybit, we may not be able to check the compare markets, but here we can check the compare markets. And how do we check the compare markets? We go to the, where the chart is, and then we come to this button where it says more. Okay, and then we can now do the compare markets. Now you can see here. Thanks so much for being live. Can you see here? We have everything here. We have Rose BTC, Rose USDT. Let's see which one is giving us the best option. So, and when this is called triangular arbitrage. The only reason why we have disruptions is when the time we have profits is when there are disruptions in the market. Okay, so you can see that Rose BTC is 0118. Okay, we're only looking at the first 4 digits, right? And you can see Rose USDT is 012. Interesting. That means that Rose USDT is higher than Rose BTC. Interesting, but the difference isn't that much. Why? Because as you can see here, it's 0124 and it's 0118. So if you look at between 8, well, it's a little bit just in between, but not as strong. There's also Rose USDC. It's 0124. I'll rather go with that. But now in this situation, it's telling me that Rose BTC is a lower pair. So that means we have to start with Rose. We have to go get BTC, right? And I don't have BTC, so we have to go buy BTC because most of us always keep USDT. So I always prefer, right? I always prefer pairs that start with USDT, guys. I'm telling you, those are the pairs that will quickly execute. But when a pair starts with BTC, it might take longer to execute, and you may not be able to buy it upfront immediately in the first leg. That's just my little concern. But notwithstanding, we are going to do the simulation of this. And from here, we can see that Rose BTC is the lowest pair. Now, this is triangular arbitrage. So triangular arbitrage just means that we're going to buy from a particular pair and then sell for profit and change. But don't forget, it's in 3 different steps. You buy it and then you sell and then you sell again, right? So that's what we are going to have to do. But for this one now that we are buying BTC, then we will now buy Rose and then we'll now sell it. So in this case, the steps are going to be buying, and then selling. That's step 1 will be buy, step 2 will be buy, and then step 3 will now be sell. Now, if we're doing USDT first, step 1 will be buy, step 2 will be sell, and the third step will be sell. Okay, so if that sounds confusing, don't worry, just click on the link in the link in the comments, right? And you can actually just send me a DM if you want to be part of our training program. And we have a big bonus that we're going to be giving you when you join us. Okay, so let's keep on going. Now that we have seen that, let me go back to the compare markets. Now that we've seen that USDT is higher while BTC is lower, as the lower pair we're starting with, we have to go and buy BTC. So let's quickly rush this and go do this. Let's go back into Rose BTC. So we're going to buy BTC. So that means we're going to BTC USDT. BTC USDT is the first thing that we want to get because we don't have that. Okay, so we're going to have to buy $100 worth. Okay, so just follow me. Make sure you're following. Okay, so we have, okay, we've been able to, what it can, oh no, let me put that again. So we have to buy $100 worth. Okay, and you can see that the best we could get was 99.76. Remember, it's not exactly $100. So we're going to copy what we can. And don't forget that this is just 5 digits, okay? So it's not going to give you, you're not going to get a round figure of $100 worth. It's 99.76. All right. So now let's take that amount that we have bought and go and buy Rose, okay? So we're doing Rose BTC, okay? Rose BTC, remember that that's the cheaper price. So the first thing we had to do was to go and buy BTC. Now we're going to use that BTC to buy Rose, okay? right? So let's buy rows. Let's put in the BTC. Let's see how much of this, how much rows we will get. Okay, so you can see here, we're getting 8,444 pieces. Now, can we buy this 8,444 pieces? You quickly look at the order book. Can this possible? Can it be possible? Of course it can. You can see, that's why I love Binance. It has enough volume, right? You can see, but of course, we're buying it from the red side, the very first red, okay? That's it. So we can see we have what? 304,000 can always be bought, all right? So, but let's assume you bought it. The next thing is that we are now going to, because don't forget, we have bought rows with BTC, and then we've bought 8444. What's the next thing? Is for us to sell that rows to USDT. You get it? You get it? I hope you do. Now, that's the sweet part. That is the sweet part. Let's hope that this is going to be profitable, right? Don't forget, we are checking, we are looking, and all we want to do is sell this rose, and yippee! Look at it. Can you see that? It's $4, $4.79. That's it. That's like a 4.7%. Can you see what I'm talking about here? It's profitable with this first level of simulation. Now, if you heard me, type level 1 simulation. If you heard what I said, if you're here, just say level 1 simulation. It's profitable, but we have to do level 2. Yes, it's what I call the deep dive. How do we do this? We are now going to see whether we can use the order book to buy it. Now, and I must let you know, if we're starting BTC, it's not going to be profitable. Now, even though it looks profitable because it's 4.79, oh my God, it looks like it's going to give us a lot of profit, but we are starting with BTC. So that one in itself, it's already giving us a little challenge. Okay, so no problem, we go back. And I'm going to show you that this might not be profitable. I'm sorry to announce to you that, but let's go. So let's get back and start all over again. We are buying BTC, remember, BTC with USDT, because at this point, we can always go back and check, but you can say that it's still profitable. You can see that it's still profitable here. So the first thing here is that let's buy it, okay? Let's quickly buy it. We're going to just reload to be sure that. So we're going to quickly buy. Honestly, it's going to have bought. We're just going to, let me just see. We can only get to buy 99.67. Okay, no problem. So we'll copy what we have. When we copy that, we have already bought. The first leg has already been executed, right? Good. It will always be fast. So the second leg is where our challenge is. And we're going to try and see if we can carry out an immediate transaction. Okay. So in this case, you have to buy the higher price. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be very profitable, except you're going to wait. And if we're doing the limit order, we're going to have to wait. Okay. So let's go back and check for Rose BTC. Rose BTC, it's already in the list there. So now we are buying, okay? So this time around, now watch what I'm going to do, guys. Watch what I'm going to do. Remember that this price here, the middle price here, ends with 18. Now, for us to move quickly, get access to this particular trade and get it executed, we want to choose a higher price. Why are we doing this? So it can be immediate execution, and you'll see that's the reason why it will not be profitable. So let's quickly, right, choose the one that ends with 19. So because I'm choosing that, it's higher, the price is higher. So I'm now going to paste in the BTC, and you're going to see what that is going to give us. It's not, can you see the drastic difference? It has cut off 444 pieces. But we are trying to do this with the order book. We're trying to get this done immediately. So let's quickly copy that. So when you copy that, 8,000, let's copy it, right? When you copy that, what the next are you going to do? You're going to sell this 8,000 pieces to USDT. Okay. So let's quickly go and do that. I'm just showing you the process if you're doing the deep dive. All right. So now I want to sell it and I'm going to paste the rows here. And I told you, you can see just a little bit of loss, like about 20 cents. Don't forget it was 99.67. Okay. So you can see because it was about almost 5% profit. I mean, if this was like about 7% profit, we might still be able to make some little profit here. But you can see that I try to buy outrightly. I try to buy immediately. That is, try to, buy the rows. So that means if you want to do this trade, you will have to, you can initiate the first leg very quickly, because if you're buying BTC with USDT, that's always very fast. You wouldn't even have to waste too much time. But the place where you're going to wait is where you are now going to sell to BTC. So I'm going to show you that one more time, right? So you can see that this happened to be a loss. Why? Because the second leg, I tried to buy the rows quickly with BTC. So let's go back to the very first thing that gave us profit. That means if you're going to do this trade to make profit, you're going to have to wait. Okay, let's go back. And this time around, quickly, we are buying, remember, BTC. That's the first. We're doing triangular arbitrage. Triangular arbitrage with rows USDT, right? No, it's actually rows BTC. But because we need to get BTC, we have before we buy the rows, okay? So we're going to go through the process all over again. It's rows BTC. So right now, where's my rows? Oh, I just saw it there. Can you just imagine that? This is my rows, but I want to buy BTC. So I have to buy BTC, go to BTC USDT. Quickly purchase. Use $100, can use $50, can use $1,000. It's really up to you, okay? But always know that this is not financial advice, my dears. This is all for entertainment purpose. We are, how many are we getting? Let me see. Oh, yes, we're only buying 99.79 worth. Okay, so let's copy that. When we copy that, quickly we have to buy rows with our BTC. So remember what I did was that I quickly chose the higher price. This time around, I'm not going to choose a higher price. I will leave it at the one that ends with 18, and we'll see whether it's still going to be profitable. Of course, it is going to still be profitable. It's still going to be profitable, right? So you can see now it's back at 8,444. You copy that quickly, and then what's the final step? You will sell that to USDT, right? So that's going to be rows USDT. Let's search it here. And then we are set by rows with the BTC. And now we're about to sell the rows to what? USDT. So I'm going to put in the rows here, and I know it's going to be profitable. Obviously, it is. It is. I told you, even right now, it's even more profitable. Oh my God. It's now $5.21. Oh my God. So here are the odds. Let me tell you about this trade. If you must take it, because that's the purpose of this, video, is to go through the process of simulation with you. If you want to take this trade, I have done all the hard work, okay, of letting you know this is a pros and cons, okay? So what are the pros and cons of this trade? The first pro is that you're going to make profit of $5.21 if you use $100, okay? You have the propensity, it's probability, okay, of making $5.21. That's the pro. But what about the cons? The cons is that you are going to wait. Yes. When you want to buy the rows or the BTC, you are going to set a sell limit order. Let's copy it. Then quickly we are selling that to BTC because BTC is a higher price, okay? So we'll quickly check it out. Can you see that? That's going to be, we're selling it to rows BTC, okay? Big price. Now, that other one we did, we just quickly did a basic simulation. That's what we're doing now. So if I set it and I put it in here, to rows, let's see what it's going to give us. So let's copy that. Now, notice something. Can you see that? it has some extras by the side. We may have to use convert to be able to get the full amount of our money from this, okay? Because if I try to just look at this now, if I try to change this, which is BTC USDT, if I try to change this and I put in the BTC, it's not going to give me the entire amount. Even though right now it's really profitable, it's 5.8. Beautiful. Now, let me show you how to do what I call the deep dive using, right? We're going to do a deep dive using the order book. Let's quickly do that. Let's quickly do that because right now I'm seeing this is a beautiful opportunity, right? So let's see whether we can still make profit because on the second leg, right, you'll have to wait a little bit. You'll have to wait a little bit, right?